Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the history and the current whereabouts of Zane's pet Falcon, which was one of the more iconic and, personally to me, one of the more memorable aspects of Ninjago's earlier seasons. Unfortunately, the Ninjago series itself did not feel the same way about the Falcon, because the last time we even heard of this creature was during Ninjago's Sons of Garmadon, which a lot of people may not have realized. A lot of folks also have several questions regarding where the Falcon is in the modern day Ninjago setting, and fortunately we do have some type of answer, even though it doesn't technically come from the Ninjago show itself. So in today's video, my goal is to simply discuss what exactly happened to the Falcon following Ninjago Sons of Garmadon, and I do want to discuss its history and what the Ninjago series could have done differently to make the Falcon a little bit more of an important part of Ninjago's later entries. Because, like I said, while the Falcon was pretty prominent in the earlier seasons of Ninjago, the relevancy of the Falcon quickly went downhill. So first, let's discuss a brief history so we can see what exactly went wrong. So the Falcon was introduced in Ninjago Season 1 as a very mysterious force interacting with Zane. He saw the Falcon constantly either outside the monastery or through visions, as most prominently the Falcon appeared in Zane's Green Ninja vision, one of the more iconic scenes from Ninjago's earlier seasons. After that, the Falcon appeared a few different times physically in the real world interacting with Zane and the ninja, eventually culminating in episode 7, where the ninja followed the Falcon across several biomes until they eventually reached a treehouse. It's there that Zane discovered that the Falcon was not actually an animal. Instead, it was a robot created by some mysterious force. Having explored the treehouse a little bit more, Zane discovered his own origin, a similar origin to that of the Falcon. Much to Zane's horror and confusion, Zane eventually found his memory switch, unlocking several memories from Zane's youth with his creator Dr. Julian, the same creator as the Falcon itself. After that, the main goal of the Falcon was achieved. He led Zane to his origin, Zane discovered who he was, and promptly unlocked his true potential. Unfortunately, the Falcon's main goal had been achieved, and as such, the Falcon was quickly reduced to a background character. Throughout the remainder of Ninjago Season 1 and into Ninjago Season 2, the Falcon was treated as a glorified surveillance drone, constantly being used by the ninja to scout locations or scout enemies. The Falcon ended up getting damaged at some point during Season 2, but it was ultimately fine because Dr. Julian repaired him. Ultimately, no harm was done. In Ninjago Season 3, the Falcon barely even interacts with Zane at all, instead being used to accompany Lloyd and Garmadon during their escape from the clutches of the Overlord. The Falcon was also there for communication purposes, as a way for Lloyd and Garmadon to communicate with the ninja while still being on the run. The Falcon was also present at Zane's memorial towards the end of Ninjago Season 3 as a way to honor his fallen friend, which was honestly a very sweet gesture. During Season 4 of Ninjago, the Falcon got even less to do, having only appeared in a couple of episodes and just being a background character, something for the audience to point out and recognize from earlier Ninjago chapters. Finally, during Ninjago Season 5 Possession, the Falcon got a bit of an upgrade, even though the upgrade really didn't do much of anything. The Falcon's physical appearance changed to a titanium coat, very similar to his master Zane. Unfortunately, the Falcon's main role was still that of surveillance and communication. Although following Zane's upgrade, the Falcon could now be deployed physically from Zane himself. A very nice touch that I wish future Ninjago seasons would have kept in mind. More on that later though. The Falcon made one more appearance during Ninjago Skybound, but after that, ironically, it seemed as though the Ninjago series had lost contact with the Falcon for quite some time. And finally, that brings us to Ninjago Sons of Garmadon, Season 8 being the last time that we even saw the Falcon physically. Instead of being a physical bird, however, the Falcon was in fact a drone, having been upgraded at some point in between Hands of Time and Sons of Garmadon. The Falcon accompanied Zane on his mission to infiltrate the Sons of Garmadon themselves, basically becoming an attachment to Zane's motorcycle, existing as a drone detachable from the bike, thus finally completing its character arc of being a useless surveillance drone. And that's it for the Falcon's story. Like I said, after Ninjago Season 8, the Ninjago series basically just forgot about the Falcon. In fact, some Ninjago staff members even admit that they ended up forgetting all about the Falcon. According to Ninjago series co-creator Tom Andreasen discussing the Falcon's whereabouts after Ninjago Season 8, he replied with the following: "I guess we just forgot about it. It's probably living well with some of its robotic hatchlings somewhere." Later he clarified that, quote, "it met a lovely robotic female Falcon and they're nesting somewhere." The most recent update regarding the Falcon's whereabouts was in between Ninjago Seabound and Ninjago Crystallized, where allegedly a Ninjago Ninjago comic would have featured the Falcon. In fact, Ninjago series co-creator Tommy Andreasen has some words regarding the Falcon's whereabouts in that comic as well. Tommy Andreasen's original pitch for the comic featured Echo Zane leaving the lighthouse with Tidy, later joined by the Falcon as well, after being inspired by Jay to become the hero he no longer was. It was not included in the comic, possibly because it would be too long. Apparently, timeline-wise, this would have occurred after Jay arrived at the lighthouse following Ninjago Seabound and Nia's sacrifice, and like Tommy Andreasen said, the Falcon would have been there with some other characters as well, including Echo Zane and a few other Dr. Julian inventions. And after that, they would have explored Ninjago as a group, which I honestly really enjoy. So it's not like Ninjago has not tried to include the Falcon in other media following Ninjago Sons of Garmadon, but in terms of the Ninjago series itself, yeah, the Falcon has been pretty much forgotten about. However, I totally understand why the Ninjago series would do away with the Falcon, because honestly, following Ninjago Season 1 even, the Falcon didn't really serve a purpose. The Falcon itself was obviously just used as a narrative device to help Zane unlock his true potential. The Falcon hardly had a character individual to itself, rather it was just there to be mysterious during the first couple of episodes of Season 1 as a way to allude to Zane's true identity. And following Zane's discovery of the treehouse during Ninjago Season 1, the Falcon's purpose pretty much went away after that. Its goal had been completed, the Falcon allowed Zane to discover his true robotic self and unlock his backstory. Now with that being said, I do think the Falcon could have made subsequent appearances after Ninjago Sons of Garmadon, even more so starting with Ninjago Season 11. Why not have the Falcon always be there as an attachment or a drone of Zane's vehicles? I mean, sure, the Falcon would still be reduced to a glorified surveillance drone, but at least it would have some type of presence in Ninjago. Or even better, the Falcon could have existed as a detachment from Zane himself, as we saw during Ninjago Season 5, where the Falcon had a similar role. I guess in a way, I personally miss the Falcon because of just how much it had going on in the earlier seasons of Ninjago, but I can understand why the series would do away with it. It's not really doing anything, so why even have it around? And maybe those are just my nostalgic feelings talking, but I really hope that Ninjago did something different with the Falcon, or at least did a better job of explaining where it went after Ninjago Sons of Garmadon. And with that being said, guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. That's essentially what happened to the Falcon in Ninjago itself. And by today's standards, the Falcon is completely forgotten about. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about this, so feel free to leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think about the Falcon personally? Is it a very special part of Ninjago's earlier seasons for you? And how do you feel about it being phased out of Ninjago following Ninjago Sons of Garmadon? And if you want to leave your own thoughts down below as well regarding what you think they should have done with the Falcon following Season 8, feel free to leave all of those down below as well. I'm very curious to see what you guys come up with. And with that being said, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.